Hi students, this is the second video about our English class, and then we are going to continue to talking about the perfect. So I'm going to use this moment of a quarantine time to explain better about the perfect. So we are going to talking about only the perfect. So in the first video, I'm explaining about the present perfect and how to use it, what moment to use it. I showed to you the verb regular and irregular in past participle, and then I'm going sentences in affirmative, negative, interrogative. Nice. So today in this video we are going to continue talking about, but now in the past perfect. Oh, come on, teacher. Past perfect. How can you use the past perfect? It's a little confusing, but I'm guarantee you will understand this about this. Of course, remember, if you have some problem to understand, have many questions about this, send me a message on WhatsApp. You can send a message for me on WhatsApp, and we can talk about this situation. Of course, we can talk in our group to explain or have more information about the perfects. Okay, so let's enjoy this moment to study and increase our comprehension about this theme. So coming to this class, so we are going to use the past perfect when we going to explain or talk or say a sentences on an action or a situation who will start the past before another action in the past. Yes, it's a little confused. So we have here we can say we have the past, the present, and the future. So something starts in the past before another one. Like the situation, one of the situation depend of each other. So to pass it for that study, I had to study too much. It's a little confusing. To had a good grade in the test, I had to study too much. So one sentence is who finished in the past, but before we have another sentence in the past. So two situations in the past, but one depends on the another one. In examples, maybe you will understand about this. So again, the most important thing is the verbs. So now we continue have the verb in regular and irregular verb, and we continue to use the past participle verbs. So look at this. Again, as the same structure you saw in the first video, it's the same, okay? And the structure to construct sentences in affirmative, negative, and interrogative form continues the same, but have a little difference when you construct sentences use the present, the past perfect. You can see on this. So look here. So affirmative, you have a subject, and in the present moment here we have the word have or has. Good. Now we need to remember that here it is a structure for the third person. So the verb have or has depend of the subject. If my subject is he, she, it, I need to use has. And I, you, we, they, I use have. Now we are going to talking about past. So the past of have and has is had. Good. So important this. Doesn't matter who is my subject. Singular, plural, he, she, it, we, I. All of them, now we are going to use the verb had. Good. And then the principal verb here, it is on past participle, and then you put your complement. So here we need to remember the verb, it is on past participle. And here we have the verb. It is regular and irregular. So you need to study, continue study about this problem. What is regular? What is irregular? And in this video, you will see a document in PDF. And this document, we will have some exercises to practice more our activity. So in the first video, you have an exercise to put sentences negative, affirmative. Okay, this kind of exercise. And this video, we are going to have another kind of text. Put the sentence, of course, in affirmative to negative or interrogative, and put the sentence in the present to the past to practice our theme about the present perfect, okay, and past perfect. And here we have the structure for negative form. So negative form, I have this, the subject. Doesn't matter who is my subject, I just use the verb had. Then I can put the word not, because it is in negative sentences, and give more stronger. Then I put the verb, and this verb, attention, it is on past participle, and then a complement. Good. It's possible to make this, take the word had and not and put together, make a contraction. Yes, it's possible. Look at this. It's totally possible. Possible, hadn't. Good. So this is the abbreviation of the word had and not. When put together is the same thing. And then I put the verb with past participle. Then I conclude with complement. And to make interrogative form, I start my sentence with the word had. Then I put the verb, the subject, and then I put the verb with the complement, with the verb with past participle, and then a complement. As I told you here in the beginning of this video, in the past perfect, we are going to use what? A sentences. Look at this. A sentences who we started with, who would like to express a situation in the past, but depend of another one. So here we can see an example. After, oh, my Cortana activate. So look at this. After the film.
I didn't understand that.
What means here? So my intelligence activate here, so you can listen them talking to me. So don't worry. Follow the line. So here, an example. After the film had started. So after the film had started. So here I can see the verb had, and the film is my subject. Okay, the film is my subject. After the film has started, we arrived. So all the sentences, it is in past. What's the point here? So after the sentence is the past, so before the film started, we arrived. Two situations happened in the past. After the film had started, in Portuguese you can translate we arrived. So of course this situation not happened because of this, but we arrived before the film started. So both of situations in the past is totally normal to use this structure. Okay, of course I can do these sentences in negative form. Look at this. After the film hadn't started, we arrived. Of course this is a strange sentences, but it's totally possible. Okay, let me see another sentence here. Use a negative form. You hadn't, a simple test. You hadn't passed an exam if you didn't study. So here you can see more precisely how to use the negative form. So here, hadn't, it's abbreviation of have and not. passed is my verb in a past participle. We need to remember pass is a regular verb. So in this case, I put ed on the final, but my sentence is in the past. So you hadn't passed an exam if you didn't study. So now you can see I passed in the exam, but I need to study. Okay, so I passed the exam and I need to study. So two sentences in the past, but one of them depend on the old action in the past. Okay, so this is totally possible, and of course it's a good example to understand better the situation, how to use the past perfect. And a question: had you created the class? Had you created the class for the student to study it? Look at this. Had you created the class? Had you created the class to study it or to be studied? Okay. So had you created the class to be studied? Had you created the class to be studied? So here I use the verb. Start the sentence with had, the verb in the past participle, here the verb in the past participle, and here another situation. So had you created the class to be studied? So two sentences in the past, but now it's a question I make to you. Oh, the answer of this question: yes, I created the class to be studied. Oh no, I hadn't created the class to be studied. So here you can say a question, and here affirmative sentences and the negative sentences. Nice. So you need to continue practicing more your past perfect and present perfect and past perfect, because it is too much common to use these sentences in your day by day outside of country. And of course this is the main point of the advanced class, and I hope you enjoy this class. And if you have some questions, don't be afraid to make the questions for me, and of course we can discuss about this. We are going to have more exercises about this theme, and if you have some doubts how to do the exercises, you can send me a message, and we are going to create more intelligence with this theme. Good. So see you next. Enjoy this moment, and to study, increase your vocabulary and your contact with the language, and we see in a best moment. Nice. See you around. So long.